Okay. So, as Pastor Dayan said, I am Eric Jean Baptiste, where I lead out Lake Union Club Ministries Academy, where we teach honors and awards just like this. Uh, but we are, as I think you guys say in England, across the pond. Am I correct? We are across the pond. We are in the States. I am located in Michigan, where very closely to Andrews University is located. So that's where I'm at. So here are the requirements for this award. All right. Number one, you are to read Bible verses about God creating the universe and heaven. Number two, you are going to discuss what heaven will be like and draw a picture depicting your view of heaven. Number three, you need to find Bible verses about the universe, stars, moon, planets, and or sun. Number four, make a craft of our solar system and name the 8 planets. That's the fun part of this award. All right. Number five, you need to explain what is the universe. And number six, what is the Milky Way? And number seven, I'm sure you guys love games. You are to play a space game. So let's go through these requirements so you guys can earn that patch on your sashes. The Universe Award. Of course, it depicts. It looks like a little asteroid and some planets up in there. So,
Eric, as you are just read requirements, for a few moments, there's quite a few people saying hello to you on Facebook as well, and
oh wow,
I just thought maybe it would be nice for you to know who that is. Sheena is saying hello. Makets is saying hello. We have also Rachel and a few others. So Eric talks about your ministry and the impact. So thank you so much for being with us today.
oh man, I'm so excited. I'm glad to be here with you guys. That's why I had to shine the helmet, and so now I also because I'm gonna imagine I'm going into space, so the helmet has to be on the head. So let us look at some of the verses that fulfill requirement number one. So Psalm 147, verse 4, Genesis 1 1, which everyone should know by heart, and Nehemiah 9, verse 6. So let's read those together as we look at them. All right, Psalm 147, verse 4 says, He counts the number of the stars and he calls them all by name. So if we're talking about just the Milky Way galaxy, when we go over how many are in the Milky Way galaxy alone, and then there are stars in other numerous galaxies, and we are talking about God knows every single star, He can count them, and He knows them by name. My goodness, our God is an amazing, powerful, wonderful, amazing God. Because I think even with my 2 sons, I'm already forgetting one of their names. So wow, God is amazing. All right, Genesis 1, verse 1, we all know this. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So, right there in the beginning of our Bible, in Genesis, the first verse, we're talking about seeing a God who starts creating, who created the universe, and then he created the heavens, and then he created our planet where we reside. So, right in that verse alone, it tells us where it all started. So, it didn't start from a big bang, it started with the one true God that we worship and celebrate him on this Sabbath day. And now we have Nehemiah 9, verse 6, and it says, all right, you alone are the Lord. You made heaven, the heaven of heavens, the earth and everything on it, the seas and all that is in them, and you preserve them all. The host of heaven worships you. So uh, he is the creator. He is the one who put everything in its place. When we go into the solar system, you're going to see how very interesting and intricate even our own solar system. And there's so much beyond that in the universe. The solar system is just a little dot in the universe, and God created everything around it, and this planet, and all those that live on this planet. And even within ourselves, there's little tiny universe in there. So, man, God is big. It's too much to even understand or fathom. So adventures, man, this is gonna be a very adventurous life for you, learning about God and how much He can do in His life. Oh my goodness, wow! And I believe He's still creating too. All right, requirement number 2, discuss what heaven will be like and draw a picture depicting your view of heaven. So when we say heaven, what do you guys imagine? What is in your imagination? You can write that in the chat.
Yeah,
And
please do. Write it in your chat. How do you imagine the heavens? Also, again, like we said in the first presentation, please do send us your photo, your drawings. Ask your mom and dad to take a picture of the drawing and send it to us, because every Wednesday we publish your work. And so, as you're writing your answers, this is my email. So, Eric, people are saying they are imagining as a colorful golden street. Somebody's saying, I imagine to be bright. Um, Harmony, somebody says. So, quite a few beautiful answers. Some of the words I never learned in school of English. God, he says, good people and gold. Some Adventist people love gold. Temple of God is going to be there, somebody says.
that's
On
right.
a Facebook. Natalie, do we have some comments on Facebook?
They're a little bit slow coming through, but we've got beautiful coming through. I think that's just it's a good summary of it.
Yes.
All right. So let's see what I have. I didn't draw because I am terrible at drawing. But when I looked at what people will depict when they talk about heaven, usually what comes to my mind is I think people imagine people with angel wings in heaven with harps. That's what I used to see a lot. But this is basically what I saw. And it is a golden city, right, in the sky. That's what people were depicting online. And here's another view of a nice golden city, very bright, where, God is the light, and it will be so bright that we can't even imagine. And that's where most importantly, this is what I want you guys to remember when you're thinking about heaven. Yes, there will be streets of gold and sea of glass and all these wonderful things that we can't even really even imagine because there's no example on this planet of them. But what we really need to remember is that we will be in fellowship with Jesus, the Father, and the Holy Spirit. Nothing will be separating us from them. And that is what heaven is truly about. That's what we want and to receive when we go to heaven. So this picture right here is how I would depict heaven, and that is nothing separating me from Jesus any longer. I am no longer filled with sin that keeps me from him. I am now able to embrace him, see him, talk to him, hear his voice, all of that. And that is what is so amazing about heaven. All right. Number 3. Next is to find Bible verses about the universe, sun, moon, stars, and planets. And I'm going to ask if people can. So we read some like Genesis 1, verse 1, but do any of the adventurers know of any Bible verses that talk about the universe, sun, moon, stars, and planets? Do you guys know anyone? You can.
If you do, make sure you put it in the comments. Eric, you just keep going, and hopefully, when something comes through, we'll share that with you.
All
But
right.
if you know, guys, just put it in a chat on the in the comment section on Facebook, or chat in a Zoom. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Put that in there for us. And we will keep going. For the one that I've chosen to read to you is Psalm chapter 8. And that's the Psalm in its entirety. But let me read it to you all. All right. O Lord, our Lord, your majestic name fills the earth. Your glory is higher than the heavens. You have taught children and infants to tell of your strength, silencing your enemies and all who oppose you. When I look at the night sky and see the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars you set in place, What are mere mortals that you should think about them? Human beings that you should care for them. Yet you made them only a little lower than God and crowned them with glory and honor. You gave them charge of everything you made, putting all things under their authority, the flocks and the herds and all the wild animals, the birds in the sky, the fish in the sea, and everything that swims the ocean currents. O Lord, our Lord, your majestic name fills the earth. So that's Psalm chapter 8, all the verses, and it shows how God has created everything on this planet. As you see a picture of the earth right there, and the pictures before, you saw things that were on this planet, such as mountains, flocks of birds, the fish and the sea turtles in the sea, all of that, even us human beings, we are on this planet, and God created all with his mighty hand and with purpose and with power. All right. So next, we're going to be looking at our solar system right here. This is where it gets a little exciting because we're going to look at the universe. Good echo right there. All right. All right. All right. So you can see here is a little snapshot of the solar system that you guys can enjoy and look at. We're going to go into it a little more in detail on these upcoming slides. So take a look at that. And here we go. What's the planet closest to the sun, everybody? What is that planet? I gave you kind of a hint because if you saw it on the previous slide, you would have seen it. What is the planet closest to the sun?
All right, put that in a comment section, everybody. What is the closest? And our adventurers, as usual, have already PhDs. Everybody's writing down already answered. That's Mercury.
All right, Mercury. And you guys are 100% correct. This is a good look at Mercury. What does this kind of look like, guys?
It resembles moon for sure, Eric.
All right. Yes, that looks like the moon. And the reason it looks like the moon is because Mercury, like the moon, it has no atmosphere. And because it has no atmosphere, you're not going to find plants or water on it. And what you're going to see is all the craters because there's no atmosphere to stop meteorites from hitting it. So you're going to see all the little dents or craters in this planet, just like our moon, because our moon has no atmosphere. The reason you can't see that on our planet is because we have an atmosphere. And so certain asteroids and meteorites, they actually burn up in the atmosphere and then dissipate and or become very, very small. And then they don't really affect the ground as it would on Mercury and Mars. All right. So anybody guess what the next planet is? What is this one?
All right. Anybody can guess this? People are saying it's a Venus. Is it
My
Venus?
goodness. Wow. Everybody knows already this is Venus. And here we go. And this is, yes, Venus. And now, unlike Mercury, Venus has an extremely thick atmosphere, so thick that if sunlight actually goes through, it actually will stay within the planet. So the planet is very, very hot. All right. Mercury is hot when it faces the sun, but on the other side is extremely cold because it has no atmosphere. While Venus, all throughout the planet, is extremely hot because all the gas doesn't escape in the atmosphere. So any heat that goes in will stay in, and it is very, very, very hot there. It's also almost the size of Earth. All right. Venus is a little bit smaller, but it is very close to the size of Earth. In fact, it is the closest of any other planet to our size. Let me ask another question in the chat. Since you guys really know your planets, what are the planets named after?
Alrighty. Question is there, Roman gods.
There we go. Okay, Roman gods. So
Can we just
Mercury.
ask Samuel to take over the class, because Samuel and Michelle, is it Michelle? Yeah, they know their planets very well. Well done, guys.
Awesome, awesome. So they're named after Roman gods. So Mercury for the Roman pagans was the messenger god. Venus was the goddess of beauty. All right. So next we have, what planet is this, everybody?
This is a trick question. Watch out, people. Oh, our answers are flying in. It is Earth.
All right. So people nickname this the third rock from the sun because we are the third planet after Mercury and Venus. And yes, Earth, you are here. All right. That's where you are. You ever go to a mall or a certain kind of play place where you're going to a map and it says you are here? Well, yes, in our solar system, you are here. And we can go on and on about what our planet is made of, but you get that in so many other awards, just like the award previous about geology. We were talking about rocks on this planet. But basically, our planet has an atmosphere. It is mostly covered in water, and we have continents and human beings, life. And this is the only planet where we know of that there is life. All right. But as Christians, we know that there can be life elsewhere, but we're not going to know about it because we are quarantined because of sin. Just like we are quarantined because of pandemic, we are quarantined because of sin. And so this planet is where we're going to find life, especially in our own solar system. All right. Let me ask this question. What planet is next? Who knows number 4? What's number 4?
Number 4 planet must be. People are saying it's a Mars. Is it
All
correct,
right.
Eric?
That is correct. So let me give another question. What color is Mars? Earth is known to be blue because it has a lot of water. So what color is that planet?
Oh, that is the easy answer for our adventurers. Yeah, it is a red color. They're saying.
There we go. The red planet is Mars, and there's a picture of Mars. All right, it is known as the red planet. It is right after our planet, Earth, and it is named after the god of war in Roman mythology. So that is uh, Mars. It also has the largest volcano in our solar system. Mars is smaller than Earth, but it has the largest volcano in the solar system, and its name is Olympus Mons. Olympus Mons, by the way, what the tallest mountain on the planet Earth is Mount Everest. Olympus Mons is way taller than Mount Everest. So it is so large, it basically can be seen from space. So this is a large volcano. It's not active, but it is considered a volcano by scientists. So that is on Mars. Mars also has 2 moons called Phobos and Deimos. Okay, 2 small moons. Oh, what's this one, guys?
Righty. Hey, until now we managed to get them all right. I'm just giving a few seconds to people on Facebook to catch up. What planet is this? And the answers are slowly coming in, and they are saying it is Jupiter.
There we go. Okay, people are really knowing their planets. So let me ask this question: what is the important? Let me put it. What is Jupiter known for? Let me put it that way. What is Jupiter known for?
All right. Another question, which I'm shocked, but you guys 100% correct. And that's somebody mentioned never-ending storm. That's correct. It does have a never-ending storm, which it must be a terrible place to be. And people are saying it's very big. Oh, the largest.
Wow, they really know their planets. So in this picture of Jupiter, where you see that red dot at the lower bottom, that's that storm that they're talking about. But also, I wanted to say that Jupiter is known as the largest gas giant planet in our solar system. Jupiter is the biggest planet in our solar system, and it is named after um, the basically in Roman mythology, the king of the gods, the one that would be in charge of all the gods, Jupiter. In Greek, it was Zeus. Jupiter is the Roman equivalent, so that's why they named it after him because it's the biggest one. It's the biggest one. Never ending storm. Yes, a very large storm on there. Also, it has a lot of moons. It's so big that some of Jupiter's moons are actually close to the size of Earth. That is how big Jupiter is. All right. I'm going to give you guys the next one. Let's see what you guys know. Oh, that one gave it away. All right. So I'm going to keep it on this slide. What's the next one, guys? What is the next planet after Jupiter?
People are writing, they're saying it is Saturn.
Awesome. So people know Saturn. What is it known for?
Oh, people are mentioning they has the most moons or has the ring actually around. Or actually, to be precise, he has rings, not one. So
There we go.
that's what they're saying. Yep.
Awesome. So Saturn is known for its rings, okay? The reason it has these rings of ice, dust, and rocks is because it is a gas giant. And because it is a gas giant, it has massive amounts of gravity. The bigger the object is, the more gravity it has. Just like the bigger something is on our planet, the more it weighs. Same thing in space. The bigger it is, the more gravity it has. And when Saturn was being formed, its gravity caused things to come into it and make it a round shape as all the other planets did. But now it caught all these things in its orbit, and now all of these things orbit the planet Saturn, just like certain things orbit our planet, such as satellites. Satellites and tiny rocks actually orbit our planet as well. And actually, pretty much all the gas giants have rings, except Saturn is well known for its rings because it's very pronounced and you can see them very well. If you have a telescope and you look at Saturn, you're going to see the rings very, very well. All right.
Eric, we've got a question that's
Yes.
come through. First of all, somebody likened them to onion rings, which is quite interesting. But the question that comes through is do we know how many rings Saturn does have?
I do not know the number. I just know that it's basically the most well pronounced rings. And you could even consider to say that this is basic. Well, yeah, as you can see in this picture, it's more pronounced. You can see the little rings. It's kind of like a rings on a tree trunk. So it's quite expansive. So
Hey, Natalie and Eric, I don't want to be smart, kind of. I just read it. It says that Saturn has 4 main rings, and I read that from Google.
There we go. 4 main rings, everybody. All right. Here we go. Next one. Here's another picture of Saturn that I put up. All right. What's this one?
All righty. It's very beautiful. But
I think this is the first one that's going to stump people. I think we're going to stump some people here.
Yeah, I think that there is a lot of I can see the little bit caution on the writing. What do you think, Eric? Tell us, which one is this one, Eric?
All right. So this one, I'm going in order. So this one is Uranus. Okay? Uranus. And Uranus, it has its axis on its side. That is very important. So most planets, they're a little bit tilted, especially our planet, and it rotates like this. That's how we have our days, because it rotates, and then it rotates around the sun. The sun is in the center, and it rotates around the sun. That's how we have our years. We call that a revolution. So it has a revolution and a rotation. Now, all planets have a revolution and a rotation, but Uranus, it doesn't rotate this way. It rotates this way. It's on its side. So its axis is on its side. So if we could live on it, but we can't because it is a gas giant, the days would be very weird, and the fact that the sun would set in a very, very weird way, unlike how it is on Earth, because it's on its side. All right. Basically, at I would say at the poles you would see the same thing, kind of, but not on its sides. All right. So that's Uranus. All right. Let's go to the last one. What is the last one, everybody? Oh, by the way, I wanted to show this as well to remind people that all the gas giants do have rings, but you can't really see them as well as Saturn. So here's a picture of Uranus with its rings, and the rings are on show the revolution on its side, because that's how it picks up things with its revolution on the gravity. All right. So anybody guess on the next one, which is the last one in our planet?
What is the last planet in our planet in the system? People are saying it's a Pluto.
Oh, okay. I think
Neptune.
all right. We got some Neptune, some Pluto. All right.
Neptune.
All right. The last planet in our solar system is Neptune. All right. And that is known, it is a gas giant. So Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are the gas giants. They are much bigger than Mercury, Mars, Earth, and Venus. And they also have rings, but Saturn has the most pronounced. And Neptune is the farthest away and is our last planet. But I did want to talk about. So here's a picture of Neptune with its rings. All right. And
Pluto too.
there we go. So people are talking about Pluto. I did want to talk about it. So here is the solar system. Basically a nice look. And you can see the biggest object in our solar system is the sun, which is a star. And you can see it has a ratio of the sizes. So you can see how big Jupiter is, how big Saturn is, how big Uranus is, and Neptune. But look how tiny Earth, Venus, Mars, and Mercury are compared to it. They even have Ceres in there, which we'll show later. But Pluto on the end is so tiny. And the reason it's so tiny, they actually had to demote it not too long ago, but I think before you guys were born, they demoted it. When I was growing up, Pluto was the 9th planet, but our scientists, our astronomers found out some certain rules for planets, and it doesn't meet those requirements, so they disqualified Pluto. So here it is. It is now part of what we call dwarf planets. They are planets that are outside past Neptune, but they are super small, that they don't even have clear paths of their for their revolution. There's a lot of objects in its way because the gravity of these planets is not strong enough to make a larger planet. When planets were formed and it started making revolutions, there was objects in its way, certain big rocks, right? And what it did is it captured those rocks and made it part of its planet. But Pluto doesn't have enough gravity to do that. So there's actually a lot of other small planets that are in the same neighborhood, as astronomers would say, with Pluto. So Pluto no longer is an official planet in our solar system. It is what we call a dwarf planet. And there are many others out there. I don't have all the names, but Pluto is the most famous of those dwarf planets. All right. So next, we have the universe. All right. We're going to talk a little bit about the universe, guys, and how big and expansive it is, because What is the universe, everybody? Let me explain it to you. Um, so all those planets, you can make a craft out of that, and explain what our solar system is made of. But the universe is basically everything that has mass and matter. Matter is has mass, and basically that means it takes up space. Uh, I, Eric Jean Baptiste, I take up space because I exist. I am real. I am concrete. You can touch me, right? You can feel that I'm here. You can tap my helmet. That is what matter and mass is defined as. So everything in our world and what we call the universe is made up of this. So we are living in a galaxy. We live in a solar system. First, we live on Earth, which is part of a solar system, which is part of a galaxy. And the universe is made up of lots and lots of galaxies. So basically, everything around us is the universe. Okay. And that's what basically universe is really trying to say. It is everything contained. That's basically what we're trying to say about the universe. All right. Let me give you a little bit of facts about it. The universe contains billions of galaxies. Billions. So galaxies are very large. And if the universe contains billions of them, that means there is never ending number of stars, planets, and things to explore. So that means God is extremely huge in the fact that he can name all of them by name. All right. So that brings us to our galaxy. Does anybody know what our galaxy is named?
Hmm.
70 Galaxy.
Alrighty, what is the name? Please use the chat, guys. Just put it down in the comments and we will read it. Yeah, excellent, Eric. The answers are in. Our galaxy is called. Well, no, they're called the Milky Way. Is it the Milky Way, Eric?
Yes, our galaxy is the Milky Way. So here's another picture of the universe. Lots of stars, lots of clusters of stars, lots of galaxies, and you can even see our galaxy um, in the night sky when we look at all the stars, because all the stars make up that we can see at night make up our galaxy. And that is why we named it the Milky Way, because it looks milky. And here is the Milky Way. And you can see the spirals. You see the spirals? It's like a conch shell, and it is. And this shows engineering because it's even mathematical. So wow, there is such evidence that we have a God and a creator, even in our galaxy right here. And you can see all of this is basically clusters of stars. That's what it makes up of. So let me ask this question in the chat. I said I was going to ask this earlier. How many stars make up our galaxy?
Oh, that's a question that we will all know because there is not too many. 100 billion, somebody said.
All right. And that is a nice guess. And what scientists say is that that is why that verse that I read to you earlier about God naming all the stars and counting all the stars is so powerful, because our scientists, even with all the technology, cannot count all the stars, even in our own galaxy. What they say is there are billions, 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 billions of stars in our galaxy, and it is about 25,000 light years from the center to our galaxy. Our galaxy is 25,000 light years from the center. So that takes about 25,000 light years is how long a light year is how long light takes to travel in a year. So light travels extremely fast. So if it takes it 25,000 years to get to the center from our solar system, can you imagine? And our solar system isn't at the edge, it is somewhere in the middle. You can see how large this galaxy must be. Billions of stars, and the whole diameter is about 100,000 light years. So just so the diameter takes 100,000 years for light to travel. All right. Here's another picture of our galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing for a second. So what I wanted you guys to see is that our galaxy is extremely large, extremely expansive, and everything in it um, was created by God, and God was very specific with it. And now I want to show you a little illustration, a video that really points out the expansion and the size differences when you look at our universe, looking at planets, looking at galaxies, and things of that nature. So let's go back to share. And I'm going to narrate this while it shares. Hopefully it loads.
Yeah, we can see the screen. Maybe just a play button.
All right, because it wasn't loading on my end, sorry. Let me just. All right.
Yeah, and I guess maybe just a space bar. If you.
All right.
Here it is.
So everybody, here is Ceres. Ceres is the 25th largest body in our solar system. As you can see, it is smaller than even our moon. Our moon is bigger. Are you guys still seeing?
Eric, you just came out of the full screen.
Okay.
Yeah, now press that. Thank you.
All right, everybody seeing that?
It's still not coming through. It's still not a full screen.
All right. Sorry, everybody. Let me stop share for a second.
And well, I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who actually gave us the answers. We were all a little bit blown away how well you know your planets. A little group of us astrologers here for sure, Eric. And we are very thankful for your participation. And we hope that you'll continue doing this for us. How are we doing, Eric? Are we close to the video?
Yeah, I'm trying to.
Also, once again, reminder to all of you guys that we would love to see your drawings. As universe requirement is to draw as well, make sure you do this and take a picture and send us to my email at Dejan, which is Dejan with DEJAN @adventist.uk. I will just post that in the chat section, and I'm going to do that straight away for the Facebook viewers. And make sure you send us your drawings, Dejan @adventist.uk. Excellent stuff. But we usually publish on Wednesday.
Pastor Dan, they also have to do a craft as well, a spacecraft. So they can post a picture of that, send you a picture, take
Absolutely.
a picture and send it to you.
Absolutely, guys. Make sure you do it, and try to do it by Tuesday if that's okay. Or if you don't manage to send it this week, send us for the next week. But we would love to have your drawings and the pictures of your spacecraft. So, Eric, are we any closer to that video?
It is loading. I think my internet is having a little issue.
Yeah. Yep.
Hold on. Let me do something that hopefully will fix it.
I hope that it does not involve resetting a computer. But
nope, not gonna do that.
If you can send me the link as well, we can also post that up on the website so people can watch that in their own time.
All right. Yep. And I think yep, there we go. So, and I think it will work now. So here we go. All right, everybody. So once again, here's Ceres, which is actually in our asteroid belt. Is the 25th largest body in our solar system, and you can see that the moon is actually larger than it. So that's our moon. That's our moon. This is Callisto, which is one of the moons for, I believe, Saturn. So right there, it shows that even their moons can be just as large. Here is Mercury at 4,900 kilometer. All right. And then after that, we have Mars, which is the red planet, which we've seen already. Okay. So after Mars, sorry, Callisto is a moon for Jupiter. We have Venus. So there you go. And you can see that it is just 1,000 kilometers less than Earth. So there's Earth. And this is Kepler 22b, which is actually a planet from another solar system that is not in our solar system. And it's quite large. So here's Neptune. And these are gas giants now. So here's Neptune. There's Uranus. And then as it gets larger, you're going to see Saturn. So there's Saturn with its rings. And you can imagine how smaller the Earth is comparison to Saturn and Jupiter. So here's Jupiter. As it gets larger, we're going to see our own, not our own, actually, this is Proxima Centauri, which is a star that I don't think you can see it in our night sky because it is actually smaller than the sun. So here is our sun. So that is what our sun looks like. And so you can see Jupiter in the corner, but you can't really even see our planet. Here's Sirius A, which is the brightest star that we can see in the night. All right. And here is Vega. And Vega is in the northern constellation Lyra. And here is the red giants. So here is Arcturus. And Arcturus is in the northern hemisphere's night sky. And here is Rigel. Rigel is a blue supergiant. And there is Betelgeuse. I love that name, Betelgeuse. And it is the 10th brightest star in the night sky. All right. And here is Canis Majoris, VY Canis Majoris. UY Scuti. Okay. It was found in 1860 by German astronomers. And here we go. Now we're getting into larger things than stars. So here is NG 1277. That is a galaxy. It's a smaller galaxy. Here is TUN 618, which is actually, I believe, what they call a quasar that's fueled by a black hole. Here is the Cat's Eye Nebula. So now we're getting even larger, guys. These are now the Helix Nebula, which is 3 light years. So that's how large it is. Now we're not even using kilometers. We're talking light years. The Orion Nebula, that is 24 light years large. And then here we go to another galaxy, Omega Centauri, which is 150 light years, which is actually small for a galaxy. And here is the small Magellanic Cloud, 7,000 light years. So you can see we're starting to get bigger. And here we are. Here is our galaxy, 100,000 light years. And guess what? There's things bigger than that. IC 1101, the Bootis Void, so is even bigger. So there is bigger and more expansive things. And there you go. That is our universe. And we're still learning about it today. So that is the universe, guys.